Hello, all you hardcores. I'm joined by Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
Fantastic, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. Good man. Right, straight into it. Froch and Ben. What did you make of it, Ryan?
Shit show. Shit show, mate. His ass fell out, unfortunately, mate. I know he's your pal and that, but
Mm.
yeah, he flopped it massively.
I don't think he'll be my pal after these videos I've done the last couple of days, but we have to tell it straight, don't we? I can't let that go. What's gone on there, can we?
Fucking mate, he's packing a glass jaw for actually chinning. Don't worry about it.
I know. You know what's disappointing? He said all them things on his channel that he were going to do and all this, and he don't do it when he gets there, does he? It's a pet hate of mine, that.
Money talks, don't it, and bullshit walks, which I do appreciate, but he don't need money.
Yeah.
It's on multi, so it's a little bit perplexing, really. But what are your thoughts on the whole proceedings, though?
Just
Outside of him shitting
disappointed, mate.
himself.
I'm just disappointed mainly because Conor Bennett looks like behind the scenes after Robert Smith's interview that Conor Benn's put the clause in and it's nobody can speak about anything, can they? So
Mm,
nobody can talk about anything whatsoever, not even Robert Smith. And that to me is poor. But Froch didn't ask about that. He didn't ask about if Conor Benn's suing the lab. If it's contaminated, well, you sue the lab then, don't you? Because you've lost millions of pounds and you spent 1 million on legal fees. So you sue for that money. He isn't suing anybody,
mm.
So there's nothing online about them being took to court for harder. So it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you reckon he'd be open to a conversation with you about that?
Conor Benn?
No, Frotch.
Nah,
Like
no,
as
I
to
don't
what
think so.
you
No,
not
because
think?
to be honest with you, I'm not really bothered now, to be honest. I'm offended that he
Yeah.
wanted me to go on his channel. You were going to come on my channel. So I let that ride. But then I thought, oh, wow, let's see how his channel goes now. And he's
Mm.
had the chances, the Turkey interview about the national anthem, Ben Whittaker about him quitting, and now the Crusher Ben one, the biggest one out of the three for me. And he just hasn't done what he said he's going to do on tin. So
Yeah.
I can't have them sort of people around me. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Completely get you, mate. Standing on your word
Yeah.
is everything essentially, mate.
Yeah, I can't have them sort of people in my company. So, because how could you trust them? They'd turn on
Well,
you, wouldn't they, to suit their own ends?
if there's a tenner weight in front of them, yeah, they're gonna do
Well,
you. You know.
he'll look at me and he'll be disappointed in years to come about that because they'll get no tight headed. All they've done is make him look a laughing stock. And he made all that good ground with his channel and he's spoilt it now, hasn't
Mate, his channel was class. Like, I don't
he?
know, there
Yeah.
was no bullshit, no holds barred. And I'd argue over the course of the last 2 or 3 months, mate, it's just become just the same as all the others,
Well, he's
really.
not
There's not,
creative enough, you see. You've got to be
no,
creative.
yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know, why would he change tacts when he was doing well? I don't
Well,
know,
it,
mate.
it can only be right. He's gone after them all, hasn't he? The lot of them, Bricktop, Hills, Crusher Ben, Jake Paul, the lot of them. He's gone after them all. And Turkey as well. And then he's probably realised, hang on a minute, I'm on outside looking in here.
Yeah,
I've gone wrong way here. He wanted to be Porky's corner. Well, really, there's only one Porky's corner, but he wanted to be it, and he made a reputation of being the bigger version. But now
yeah,
look, he's like a chocolate fire guy that's melted.
yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
So okay, Robert Smith has
Yeah.
piped up, and he said he can't talk about the Ben situation because Ben inserted a clause and all that. And look, were you disappointed that Jordan didn't ask Robert Smith what he'd give himself after 10 for his 18 year at the helm of the ship?
Mm.
Never asked that, did he?
He didn't ask a lot of things, Simon Jordan. And he goes on about, that he gets stuck in to Robert Smith. He said it several. I'll ring Robert Smith right now. On a number of occasions, and yeah, he flopped it a little bit. I think it all boils down to one thing, mate: money. The more interested in making money, which again, you can appreciate that endeavour, but don't go on like you're gonna press buttons and get the kind of answers that the fans require, and don't do it when you've got an opportunity to do so. You know, So I put Simon Jordan in the mix with Froch. Shitbag.
Yeah, it's
Simple as that.
it's not good for Froch, to be honest, and must be awful him getting rinsed constantly. God, he'll hate that Cobra. He hates getting rinsed.
Why would he give a fuck? He's arguably one of the most accomplished athletes this country's ever produced. I
Ever.
don't understand why he would give any credence into someone else's opinion. Yeah, I don't make sense. That's what I was lost with in translation of his interview with good old Crusher. I thought, why does he care so much about the ramifications of asking proper questions? It's not like Conor Benn could get up and chin him. Like, it's not as if him putting it on Conor Benn is going to devalue his brand or anything along those lines. I just didn't really understand it, but it was as if, like you're alluding to there, and again, about to what you know about the man more than any of us do who come on your podcast. It's as if he's thought, fucking hell, I'm going to look a cunt here for saying anything to him, and, the boys won't like me. One of them, and it's soft, mate. Do you know what I mean? Very soft.
Oh, not good, is it?
Nah, but it feels, you know what, as well, mate? I was going to drop you a little line over it. It's as if it's made your energy a little bit less like it hurt you that he's behaved the shit house, which it shouldn't. Again, I don't know whether it has, but just on a couple of videos that I've seen, I was reading between the lines with regards to your own energy and thought that's affected Russell. Like it hurt, and again, he's put relationships with the drug cheating shitbag in Mr. Benn over someone who he's been pals with for a long time in yourself, essentially. I'll use the expression again, shithouse.
Not good, is it?
Shithouse, mate. Shithouse.
Robert Smith says the 100 grand it goes to in the pot, in the pot, and for medical seminars. Well, let's see some invoices with this 100 grand for medical seminars.
Yeah, he's a very, very, very good politician, and he knows how to dodge things. Robert Smith, he's very good at what he does, where that's concerned, because he didn't flinch, he didn't look left, right, or anything. He remained steadfast and focused when it was put on him about where the money's going to, and it had been pre-rehearsed, in my opinion, mate. I think they ran through what they were going to ask him prior to his arrival, in my opinion. I don't know what yours are where that's concerned, but surely to God, Robert Smith wouldn't have gone in there unarmed.
Well, he come out with a lot of stuff, Robert Smith, but it looks to me like they've had well, he said they had an invite out to Saudi to help them set up a commission out there. And he's been out there months and months, and all free gratis, of course.
Yeah.
So they've all of a sudden get Conor Benny's license. Everybody's fell into line, haven't they?
Yeah. Again, money.
You know what I mean?
It's all it boils down to, innit, mate? It's money. And there's no resolution. Again, we can get on here and have a fucking right hammer about it, but fuck all's going to change, mate. Unless the people at the top are removed. I don't see Robert Smith going anywhere, especially when you're getting commission or bonuses like 100 bag for someone getting egged. I won't be quitting
100
that
grand
job.
for that is a joke, isn't it?
I won't be quitting that job, mate. If I could find a dosser, fucking 100 grand for slapping some dick with an egg, I'd be handing the eggs out, mate.
You would, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course I would, mate. I'd give him 6. Yeah. Fresh pack there. Just got it from Sainsbury's.
It's 100 grand medical seminars. What do you think to that? It's for what is a medical seminar? Does anybody know?
I've never heard of that expression.
Can we have an invite to one of Robert Smith's medical seminars? And can we see exactly where this £100,000 is going to go? Because they're looking at taking a big chunk of Jarrell Miller's purse in case he misbehaves again. And they're just looking to find people big amounts now, aren't they?
Yeah. Miller shouldn't be getting paid anyway, mate. Miller shouldn't be allowed to fight on these shows. Let's be honest.
You know what I
He's
mean?
how many times one of his drug tests? I'm sure he failed for. I'm sure there was about three drugs in his system, three different types of drugs in his system. How's he allowed to fight over it?
So Joe
Don't
Miller.
make it. Yeah, I don't get it, mate. With all his purse or whatever you want to do, the guy shouldn't be allowed to fight in this country. He's a big, heavy drug abusing guy. Look at him. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, and I mean this as well. Jarrell Miller will probably be lactating. He will produce milk. Um, you can tell that he's got high estrogen levels. That's why a man, again, will get titties when the estrogen levels are through the roof, because that guy can't create or have natural testosterone now because he's abused roids that much. That's why his titties are in the fashion and form as they are. He will lactate.
I don't know. Well, everybody said it goes in pot. Yeah, they're fucking pot.
Mm.
You know what I mean? When he were asked about Joe Joyce, he played politician, didn't he? Well, he's passed the medical and it's
Yeah.
up to his team and all that. What do you make of all that?
Again, who's forget a medical? Like, how in depth are the brain scans? Because to find out if someone has these the CTE or whatever it's deep in the brain that these problems are arising from. But the evidence of it is quite visible. Joe Joyce will have an interview and he goes missing during an interview. And again, we're speaking about an articulate man and an accomplished man as far as education is concerned. He isn't the typical boxer. So again, he goes missing halfway through a question, and I'm not laughing at that because it isn't. It's not a nice subject. That it's awful, but that's where Joe Joyce is at. Robert Smith should get off whatever bandwagon he's on and say, "Look, Joe, I've got a duty of care to any boxer that represents first and foremost the country and is licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control." Same with Chisora as well, frankly. Robert Smith isn't daft. He's an ex-boxer himself. He's fought anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. He'll know. He'll know. And again, this isn't a third world country. This is fucking England. Like, we're the highest of the high. This kind of thing shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, it's this leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But do you think Joe Joyce should be licensed again, Ryan?
No, absolutely not.
No, I think he's had his day on it.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. It's I was joking the other week last week when I said about him coming back, and he's got this. Joe Joyce is not. He's born to fight. Men who can take the kind of punishment that Joe Joyce has done, the few and far between. You look at, I won't put him in a mix with an Oliver McCall, but he's not far from an Oliver McCall. When Joyce was at his best in terms of being able to ship punches and not flinch. But he's not got the coordination or the fluidity that's required to be a boxer. Like, it's not there. Like, again, when that toughness is removed, what's left?
What did you think of Froch's channel taking Joe Gallagher video down?
I was going to ask you yesterday. Sometimes, Russell, because I know how connected you are, I don't like to ask questions on the private in case I'm crossing lines.
Yeah,
but I wanted to know if
that video. Well, people send me stuff all the time. They say, "Oh, Joe Gallagher video's been took down off Froch on fighting." So I just look on it, and it has been took down. I think, wow, why take that
have
down?
you not
Because
heard
they
anything?
mentioned about drug testing and that.
Is that what it is?
Well, that's what. Well, I watched the video before it got took down, and I thought, well, they didn't go in too heavy on it. They just mentioned about Froch and Benn with his issues and that, and it got
Yeah,
took down, didn't it? And I just think, wow, why do that when it's your channel? Why have somebody tell you got to take stuff down?
mate. He's. I wonder who's pulling his strings at the moment, Froch. Again, I would have thought a man of principle, as I assumed he was, wouldn't be. Yeah, wouldn't bitch it, wouldn't hoe it if someone said take that down. Joe wouldn't have said take it down, would he?
No, Joe wouldn't have asked to take it down, would he?
Well, then who would? That's what I want to know. That's who said take that down, Carl.
Well, it could only be the powers that be, the establishment, in it, the people that run boxing, and we know which promoters we're on about. Because
Yeah,
I can't imagine Joe wanting it took down. I thought he did all right in that interview.
yeah. I mean, I'm a fanboy where Gallagher's concerned, so
Have you
yeah.
seen that
Even
with
if there's
Max this
anything else,
morning? You know, Max,
yeah. That's about that, you know. That's about that.
he terrorising Dillian
Yeah,
White,
it did. Yeah,
and
it did.
he's sent Dillian White what's Insta, and he's put, when will you pass a drug test? With a little emoji at needle and pharmaceutical pills, and Dylan White's replied, when your mother stopped blowing my horn.
Okay.
Oh, old Dylan White there covering himself in glory. Career finished, more or less
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Where does he go him now,
He's a
Dylan
cheeky
White?
cunt, him. I like Max for dropping it like that. Yeah, I think there's a fight for Dillian White. You know what? He's evens to beat Max. I think Max would do okay early with Dylan. There's the fight to make.
What about Dylan White against Chisora 3? I mean, a lot of people are talking about that, aren't they, this week?
The first fight was good, and the second fight, the knockout, was good. I don't. Why do we want to pay for this? Like, why do we want to see that? Like, we've seen it. We've seen it already. We're talking
Mm.
about. I've heard on IFL a few times, you know, like them joke about Dylan White's actual age.
Mm.
Like, so how old is Dylan White?
37, isn't he now?
Is he though?
Yesterday.
He had a
37
brother
yesterday.
that's not his brother. So, what else are we being lied about? He's probably said that he's not a drug cheat as well. What else are they lying about? So let's just say that Dylan White is 40 because he's there or thereabouts. I don't really want to watch a 42-year-old Derek Chisora and a 40-year-old Dylan White. What's the point? What's the point? Move on, retire. Let other lads who are in the queue come through and earn the money, topping bills. Let them. You've had your go. You've had your go. You did well. You made money. It's great, fantastic, and respect for you stepping in the ring. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Let go. Let someone else have the reins. You know.
Oh.
Again, I don't want to be. You got to board them on being respectful because they are getting through the ropes and they are risking life. But like I said the other week, it's fucking boring. Like, I don't want to watch these old guys that have been in the ring far too long for a start. It's just boring. What's different? There's nothing innovative about King Dylan White. He's got 10 to 2 feet. He don't move very well. He relies on his lead hand, which, again, you've got to be fucking stupid to get caught with it. Joshua's not known for being a good defense. He's not got a good defense in any way, shape, or form, Anthony Joshua. He got caught with one punch. The whole 6-7 rounds they were in the ring with one another. I don't want to watch Dylan White. What's new and innovative about Derek Chisora? It's the same plodding, slow motion that we've seen now for years and years. It's not exciting. It's not. It's not interesting. It's
Yeah.
not shit.
Yeah. Dylan White, though, he seems to not be active, does he? And, you know,
He just went life and death with fucking Ebenezer Tete, a 57-year-old Ghanaian who Dubois pressed him around. He can't be active because it's over. He knows that. He's waiting for one last big payday, be that a Joshua fight. They'll make money on a Chisora 3. The people who don't know boxing, who just love the events and, oh, it's War Chisora, oh, it's Dillian White. Like, they'll pay for it. And that's what he's waiting on.
Yeah.
Chisora is mandatory for Dubois now, so I don't see that being made.
Do you see that being made, Chisora Dubois?
It's mandatory. So we could end up with Derek Chisora being world champion by email, prospectively, because he's mandatory for the title. So if Dubois takes another fight,
Yeah,
we'll
do you
get
think
stripped.
Chisora deserves a shot at a world title?
No. No, categorically not. Again, I have respect for Chisora. He's gone in there, he's had it, and he's give it a go. Chisora can't fight for another world title. He's been beat whenever he stepped up. Is there no one more worthy of a world title shot? Caballero, for instance. I'd even throw Itama in there. If you're going to throw Chisora in, let fucking Moses have a go. He demolished Chisora within 2-3 rounds, in my opinion. Hrgovic didn't look great against Joyce, but Hrgovic is a lot better a fighter, a lot better a boxer than Derek Chisora. Is there no one else other than Derek Chisora that's more deserving of a world title shot?
Wardley.
There we go. Throw Chisora in with Wardley. Fuck Jarrell Miller. Fuck Miller. At least Chisora's never failed a drug test.
What do you think about Miller fighting Wardley?
I said I think Wardley will hammer him. I think his athleticism and power will ruin Miller. Miller's not a big puncher. He's not a big puncher at all. For a man that's 300 pounds, he doesn't punch hard. But he's got fairly fast hands. He's got a good range of punches. Good selection of punches. And he's got decent stamina for a big, fat, lactating male. He's got good stamina, Miller.
Yeah.
But Wardley should be smashing him to bits, mate, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Miller's a big fucking fat mess. He shouldn't be nowhere near a boxing ring, and the promoters that are paying him a wage should hang their heads in shame. They all keep going on about drug cheats and that, but then they'll put Miller on because he puts bums on seats, doesn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's just is there not a better fight to put on than Wardley versus Miller? Again, you've got to look at duty of care and due diligence. Everyone is expecting Wardley to go in there and smash that muppet to bits, but we're talking about a man that abuses steroids, like really abuses steroids. You really think that he's not going to be injecting all kinds of shit? He's going to be injecting to fuck. Of course he is. So that's, again, where's your duty of care to Wardley?
Yeah.
It's not there. Why not put Wardley in with Caballero? Why not give him a Caballero fight? Cabello's stock is
Because if
massive.
Caballero beats Wardley, he's bubble burst, doesn't it?
It shouldn't, because that's two very, very, they're not world class, two very good, almost world class operators going against one another. That's what people want to see. They might not know they want to see it yet, but that'll be a good spectacle. And again, if that fight gets made, people will start having a look at Caballero. Then they'll realise that 8-9 years ago, he 12-0'd Derek Chisora in second gear. And then, fucking hell, he did this, he did that. Again, creating intrigue. That's what a promoter's job is. It's to make the right fights and create intrigue if the name isn't suitable to the audience. Because it's the right fight to make. It's not a gimmick. It's the right fight. And Caballero versus Wardley would be would be a brilliant fight. Cabiel is always good. He can go on the back foot as well. He can box on the back foot very, very well. He's aggressive on the front foot. Wardley's a dynamite puncher. That'd be a brilliant fight to make. Both of them would be on the seat of their arse as well at some point.
Would they?
In my opinion, yeah. I'd say Wardley's a more dynamic puncher than Zang. Zang put Cabiel on his bum. But then you've got to have a look at what Cabiel's capable of on the front foot. And Wardley can be hurt. You know, Eric Molina hurt him. Cabiel's many, many, many levels above Eric Molina.
Do you feel that Joe Joyce shouldn't have took the Zang fights?
Yeah, again, Joe Joyce is a warrior, though, isn't he? He's took what someone's presented him, and he wanted to stay active, and it fucked him. I watched that fight. I watched the first fight the other day, actually. Again. And I thought the same thing. Why do you think he's taken that fight out of interest? What compelled him to think that was a wise move? Who's advising him?
Yeah.
Sam Jones wouldn't have let him take that fight, I don't think.
What, that Zang fight?
No, I don't think Sam Jones would have let him have that.
No?
I don't think so. I think he would have said, look, sit on your position.
Well, Sam Jones was with him just before that, wasn't he?
I thought it was...
Adam Morley?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Well, look, whatever's happened, whoever's at fault with Joe Joyce, it's their own fault, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, mate. It's a shame. As I say, I don't see him. He's not going to retire. He's not going to get his license pulled. So Joe Joyce will have at least one more fight, which, again, is sad. And it's a sad testament as to where the sport is at the moment, that a 40-year-old, seemingly brain-damaged Joe Joyce will be co-main event in a boxing ring in the UK probably within the next 6 months.
Well,
that's testament to how bad the sport is.
Do you see White Rhino or Elmer Fudd fighting Joyce at some point this year?
No. He'd beat them. Again, I like Dave Allen. Dave Allen is good, but I think Joyce would just about squeeze that on activity. Because Dave would tuck up money into sparring partner mode.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think Dave Allen would beat Joyce at this point?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I think Dave Allen beats him, Joe Joyce. I think he does him.
That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. I don't see either one of them knocking the other one out. So it would come down to activity. And Joyce, for what he throws, I mean, there's nothing in his punches against Ergovic, but he was still throwing and still pushing forward. I just see Dave struggling with that kind of output.
Yeah,
depends what Dave Allen's
enough, does he, Dave? Does he?
That's where I'm at with that one. That's why my opinion is what it is. Again, we don't know what the Ergovic fight has taken out of Joyce, you know, and Dave could knock him out. Do you think that's gone a little bit quiet? And Elmer versus Dave Allen, is that fight definitely still happening?
Yeah,
seems a bit quiet.
Do you think it's gone quiet, that fight now?
Yeah, it's just not really any. I've not seen anything about it. You know, I don't know. You know, like these. Do you remember the old 24/7s or countdowns to the fight? Something like that. You know, with the way social media is now. You know, yeah. It should be putting videos. In the Matchroom should have someone who's going into the camp. You know, be that Elmer's or Dave's. Putting it on YouTube. Again, it creates intrigue. You'll want to see it then. A little bit of shit talk here and there. Not fucking Elmer saying he's everyone's pal.
Well, he fights next month, doesn't he? Here's undercard. Kieran Conway, Jerome Warburton, George Liddard, Aaron Sutton, Jimmy Sains, Gideon Onyina, John Edgers, Nathan Queerless, Shannon Ryan, Farah El Bousari, Taylor Bevan, Joanne Cruz Cachero, Emmanuel Buttigag, TBA, and Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
There's that Butty guy is a good prospect. Kieran Conway always gives a good account of himself, in fairness, but I'm not remotely interested in watching. Like, that is shit. It's a shit card. It's no good. It's no good. The kind of money that's in the sport, why is that? Why is that card? Why is that sanctioned? Why is that allowed? Like, it's shit. It's washed.
Yeah. Okay then, mate. Well, listen, do you want to go on to part two, Ryan?
Class. Yeah, class,
See you
mate.
on
Class.
part
I'll
two,
speak to you in a
mate.
sec.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
All right. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. I'll see you on part two. Go on, pop, pop, bang.